I don't know how to start videos anymore. I was gonna do something strange, but welcome back to the channel. So today, I decided I want to do something different, you guys. I've been talking about doing this now for a while, and I finally just I want to get started with you guys. So I am running a D&D campaign with my brothers and my friends, and it's going really well so far, aside from a few minor problems. I'm really enjoying it. I love D&D. I've got a shirt. You know, I've only been playing a few months, but I love it. It's so fun. And it's cool to see, a lot of other people are getting into it, with Baldur's Gate and stuff. But yeah, what I want to do here with you guys today is go over the making of my big bad guy that I have planned for the entire campaign. Before we get into the guys, hit that subscribe button, stay up to date on the latest Overwatch 2 content, Valorant, D&D, and just whatever else that might interest me and might interest you. So yeah, let's jump in. So I had an idea in my head of what I really wanted to go with, so I just kind of got the anatomy down and started sketching it out, and just really this was the main thing I needed to get down before I started doing anything. Now the name of just while the sketch is happening here in the background, I'm just gonna go over the name, class, whatever. So her name is Drelnata. She is a wizard. She is a pretty strong wizard. At the moment she's at level 20, so a max level wizard. I want her to feel very threatening to my party. I don't want anyone to think they can take her in a fight just yet, because the party, they are very strong as it is right now, so I wanted to feel like when she shows up she feels like a big threat to them. So for her design, she's a blood wizard, which is a critical role class, so that's really cool. My mercer, please notice me. And for inspiration, I took a heavy inspiration from the Firekeeper from Dark Souls 3. I've been playing through Dark Souls 3 and been loving it. I've actually just completed it there today. Love the Firekeeper, so I decided my main inspiration for this was she was gonna be sort of she'd look like the Firekeeper. And I got a bit into the drawing, as you'll see in just a few minutes, that I got into the drawing and I realised I was drawing the Firekeeper, but she was white and had horns. But I'm really yeah, I really like the Firekeeper and I really like the Blood Wizard's design. So I wanted to make that my enemy. I wanted her to look sort of graceful and but also be kind of scary at the same time. So pretty much at this point I'm just getting everything down, horns, anatomy. I'm getting her mask down, the gems put in, a kind of rough design on it just to make it seem, give myself an idea of what I want to do. So I wanted her to have kind of like long white hair. You don't really get to see it much in this video, but I do have her in an idea for her hair where it's really long. It's like almost touching the ground. And I just wanted her to seem kind of like Kaguya as well from Naruto, that kind of design. So now I'm pretty much just putting in a base color for everything. I know there's probably better ways to do this. I'm self-taught artist, so I don't really know the best ways of doing things. Whatever just works for me, I just do it. I'm just getting a base color down for everything. The color scheme I kind of want to go with is the same with the kind of art for the Blood Wizard. I wanted, pale white, and I wanted bits of red and little bits of grey and black mixed in there, but the primary colour would be a very pale white. So her hair is kind of like a greyish silver. It actually would be more white depending on the lighting, but for this I made it just this kind of greyish. So getting onto her sort of her robe and her cloak, I guess I was kind of thinking I wanted to have like a little red design going on around it, but I couldn't really get it to really work. I couldn't really have a clear idea in my head of how I wanted it to work or what I wanted it to look like. So after going about it a bit and getting some red down, I decided Sorry, that's not what I want. So to skip a little bit forward ahead here, I decided I'm gonna have bits of red coming down from the top of her horns. I've also got base color down for her mask, and I'm starting the shading on the hair. Now I thought I wanted the hair to kind of fade into red, and I still kind of do, but I decided I want the hair to be really long, so the red wouldn't really start here, and I wanted the end to be very small amount of red. So like I'm just sat here trying to get through as much shading as I can, see does this work. Trying to also starting a new way of shading hair, and ultimately decided no, don't like it, and decided I want to just go a little more simple with it. Now, so I'm just about wrapping up the hair here. I'm just adding in a few little dark areas, adding a little bit of shadow, getting in a few other little light and darker strands into the hair, just to make it look like that it is, hair. I add a bit of an overlay just to make those dark areas and light areas really pop and differ from each other. And now I'm just going in around the edges, adding in a few little bit extra details of strands of hair, and fixing up the edges and stuff, just to make it look like it's less of a block on her head and more like hair. So moving on to doing the gemstones in her mask. I want to go very blood red, same kind of color, top of her horns. She's just all about blood magic and whatever. So I really wanted that to be emphasized through her character, to make that one of the main colors that really pop. And I really like how these gemstones came out. They actually really look like gems, the way the light reflects off them, and the dark areas and such. So now moving on to the shading of her skin. This is probably the area I had the most ease with. It's the most my most knowledgeable area in terms of drawing is shading skin. I really wanted to have a sort of what's the word I'm looking for here? Balance of soft and hard shading. There's a lot of words I'm gonna mention out through this. Start very like artist terms, but this is probably my best thing I can draw at the moment, is probably the lips. I feel like I'm really good at drawing lips. I'm usually really happy how they turn out, and you can see here I refer to my Firekeeper drawing. If you haven't seen that, go check out my art station on my Twitter or something. But I'm referring to that as to just kind of get an idea of how I want how I shaded the lips on that drawing, just to kind of refresh my memory. And even like here, it's turning out really well. I'm really happy with it. Little small details to these lips to make them really look realistic, and fading them a little bit around the edges, and then just getting back to doing some more shading of her skin, adding in a few little bit of darker areas. So moving on to the sort of piece of clothing around her neck. Um, I started off trying to shade it. I realized no, that's not working. I'm gonna try something else. And I feel like this really got the sort of a wrinkle feel I really wanted. Wrinkle and fold feel I really wanted for this. With the bits of hard shading, light shading. And now I wanted to add a sort of design on it. I didn't really do anything on her clothes. So I wanted to add something up here around her neck, getting a bit of texture there, a little bit of fabric, and then adding this little shadow to make it look like it's been sewn in, kind of. And then adding a bit of shade to where the light hits it, a bit darker in other places as well. Adding a bit of texture to the skin, just for an artist feel. But going in here, adding a bit more light, just it's been sewn on. And now I'm going to start on the mask, which I went just kind of just roughly adding lines and other bits of light wherever I wanted. I didn't really have an idea for what I was doing with this at the start. But eventually, after getting through and being like, no, this isn't really working the way I wanted to, I decided that I was going to go in and actually roughly draw a design of what I wanted on the mask. Trying to keep it symmetrical on either side. It was a little hard for me, but yeah, I tried my best. So now I'm adding a bit of gradient here just to really get an idea of where the light is being hit, and then I'm going in and just adding all the light areas of where these sort of ridges on her mask are going to be hit. Getting a little bit on the other side of the mask, and then I go in here now, just adding my little bits of dark areas as well, giving it a little bit of a depth to these sort of ridges that are on a mask. They're not just kind of a design to stick out and bump out in places and such. Skipping forward a little bit, you can see the mask coming on very, very well actually. And I'm just adding in a little bit of texture here with these little dashes of light, just to that it's not a complete smooth metal. Yeah, moving on to her sort of her robe and her cloak. The shading on this, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Actually, it really does look like sort of folds and fabric and such. Again, very, very inspired by the Firekeeper from Dark Souls 3. I'm very open with the fact that she is heavily inspired by the Firekeeper. I'm aware of how much she looks like the Firekeeper. I actually used the Firekeeper as a reference, which I'm really happy with how the shading on this turned out and all. And then just adding in these little bits of texture and such. I'm really, really happy. And now I'm just kind of patching up the drawing a little, adding little bits of detail, little bit of overlays for added lights and such. So this is Drelnata by D&D big bad guy, you can say. The party, I have only ran into her once as of recording this. She was disguised as a friendly bard that they didn't pick up on. So I've got a whole story planned for this campaign, and I want to share it with you guys as well as having them play it and enjoy it and such. So yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, I know it was kind of a little dragged out with the whole art section. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how to do that properly. But yeah, I would like to share this and go over like just sort of D&D stuff with you guys, and you know, D&D stuff that I create and I draw and such, and just kind of go over that with you guys. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video, do hit that subscribe button for more D&D content. You can go check out my art station or my Twitter or my Instagram. You'll be able to see all art that I post there. A lot of D&D art going to be coming soon. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel. And check social medias and all that. But yeah, I'll see you.